Hi, welcome. Now I am going to show you how to use SUMIFS and array SUMIFS function. Okay, and why it is called SUMIFS function? Because it have multiple ifs. Okay, or if all these ifs are satisfied, all of them are true, then only it is going to do the sum. That's why it is called SUMIFS function. Okay, I will explain to you the data what I have and what I'm going to do. Later you will understand the actual difference between the SUMIFS and array-ifs function. Okay, now what we have is that product and category and sales. Okay, what for each product you have different category values. You have old and new, and you have a set of sales. Okay, so this one you consider as a transaction. Okay, similarly for we have about 277 records, 277 transactions. Okay, now my objective is to get the total sales. Okay, this total sales I'm going to arrive it by two methods. One is the SUMIFS function and as well as the array SUMIFS method. Okay, so what I have here is the totals. I want a total sales of the product Alice Mutton and the category new. What is the total sales? Then again the same product with the category old. What is the total sales? Okay, similarly for all the products. So this combination is unique. Okay, so I have about 50 combinations because I have 25 products and each product having a category new or old, so it gives 50 combinations. So for each combination I want the total sales. Okay, before I proceed further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a name for product column, category column and a sales column, because every time I'm going to check the range from in the product list products as well as from the first second cell to 278 cells. Okay, similarly for category and the sales, I don't want keep on drag and use the ranges, and it confuses in the formula. Okay, the ranges. So instead I'm going to define a name for each column. Okay, how to define a name for a product? For example, I select all the products, then right click, define name, give a name product. Okay, I give product list. Okay, similarly for category, select all the categories, define name, category list. Similarly for sales, right click, define name, sales. It's already given the header name. Okay, sales. Now I defined it for each column the name. Okay, now I want to do a SUMIFS function and get the total sales for the first row, which is product must be Alice Mutton and category is new. Okay, in this part I have two criterias. One is the product list. It has to check whether the given value Alice Mutton is there or not. Similarly for the category list, it is going to check the category is new or not. Both the condition must be satisfied. Okay, so I will show you how to write the SUMIFS function for this total sales. SUMIFS. Okay, I have the sum range. Okay, first argument here is what do you want to sum it up? Obviously I want to sum it up sales. Okay, because I am finding the total sales. Sales, I already defined the name for the sales column, so I just put a sales here, or it can be displayed by the checked box. Okay, or I can go there and drag and drop the range, which I don't want to do it for every time. That's why I define the name. Okay, this time since it's the first time I am writing the formula in this video, I just drag and drop. Okay, it shows automatically changes the range to sales. Okay, sales I want to sum it up. What is my criteria? Criteria is split into two arguments. One is the left hand side, the other one is the right hand side. In other words, one is where to look for, okay, and what to look for. Okay, so the criteria range is where to look for, okay, in which range you want to look it for, and criteria is what value you want to look it for. Okay, so this one is the where to look for. I want to look it for in the product list. Okay, what to look for? I want to look for this individual value which is given in the cell E2. Similarly, for criteria range 2, where to look for in the category list. When you start typing, it will automatically pop it up. Then what to look for? The similar F2 value, which is the new value, new. Now we completed the criteria, close the bracket and enter. You got 9,281 the total sales for the product Alice Mutton and the category new. Okay, it got two conditions, product is Alice Mutton as well as the category is new. Okay, let's check if it's true or not. Alice Mutton new is here, then Alice Mutton new, and Alice Mutton new, Alice Mutton new. That's all. Okay, so you can go and check it in the status bar. Is sum 9281, which is the same. Okay, this is the way you can write a simple SUMIFS function to calculate the total sales of two criterias. Okay, if both the criteria satisfy, it will sum up. Okay, if I want to go for the next item, how can I do that? It has to be Alice Mutton and old. Alice Mutton is in the cell E3 and old is in the cell F3. Previously the condition with the E2 and F2, now E3 and F3. E3 and F3. When you shift it, it automatically changes to E3 and F3. The formula is fine, and you got 13178. Let's check for old. Alice Mutton old. This one, then this 3, and also here. So 13178 in the sum status bar. You can check it 13178. Okay, this is the way you can do a individual SUMIFS function to calculate individually for every criteria in this row. Okay, so I will fill it up the sales here. Okay, and finally I have this sum of sales. Okay, sum of sales is 428101. Let's see this sum of sales. See the status bars, 428101 for the sales, the same value. So far the function is fine, but the only thing is we are repeating the same function in every cell. Okay, different. Okay, many times the formula is firing, and we are do it in for every row we are doing the SUMIFS function. Okay, now you see here, is it in every formula the value of E2 and F2 is changing. First it's E2, then E3, E4 and so on. So that means this itself is a array, the criteria. Similarly for F2, F3, F4, this is also an array. So isn't it possible to just send this criteria as an array and get the values for each cell? Yes, it is possible. That is where the array SUMIFS function coming into. Okay, we are going to apply the SUMIFS function into a array formula. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, I'm going to do the same function, SUMIFS the range is sales, criteria range is nothing but the product list, the same thing what you have done here. What to look for, where, what to sum it up, sales. Where to look for the criteria, product list. What to look for is the set of array of criteria 1, array of product criteria. Okay, then similarly where to look for the second criteria, category, which is nothing but category list. We already defined the name. Okay, so now what to look for is also again an array of category. Okay, now close the bracket, and now what you have, you send the values of criteria also in an array, and we are going to make this one as a array formula and telling the Excel to perform for each element in this array. You fire one SUMIFS, so it is going to be an array of SUMIFS for each element in the criteria. So it is obviously going to return back with the array of results. Okay, this SUMIFS is going to be multiple SUMIFS because the criteria itself is an array. Okay, if that is the case, it is going to bring out the multiple outputs. Then if it is a multiple outputs, we cannot write it in a single cell. So what we need to do, we need to write it in a multiple cells. So how to do that? Because it's array formula, I delete it. First you select how the Excel will bring out the output, because criteria 1 and criteria 2 is going to be array. It is going, obviously it is going to come up with the, for each criteria, set up outputs. Okay, those cells, you select those cells, then you write it as a formula there. So this is a multi-cell array formula. Okay, the first cell is obviously selected, you put equal to. Okay, now write the formula. Okay, SUMIFS, what is the sum range? The same thing what we have done now is the sales column. Once you put, you can see it is selected here. Okay, secondly, the first criteria in two parts, where to look it in the product column, product list. What to look for, it itself is a array. Criteria 1 product list, criteria 1's products. Okay, come on, again where to look for, second criteria, category list. Look it in the category list, every individual element of category list. every individual elements in the category criteria. Okay, close the bracket. Our criteria is over. If you have further more criteria, you can add that one also. In this our case we have only product and category criteria, so it is going to sum it up sales if every individual element here must be taken one at a time, this first element and also the criteria to first element, and fire the SUMIFS, come up with the value, this value. You see we did it in the simple SUMIFS like that. The next again take element 2, fire the SUMIFS again, then it is going to be in this cell. Okay, now you have written the array formula. Now how to enter the array formula? You cannot simply press enter, you must tell the Excel by you are writing array formula by Control Shift Enter. Okay, Control Shift Enter. You can see here what we have done in the simple SUMIFS formula. The same thing, one stroke itself you are getting in the array formula, and the values are the same. Okay, when you click here, you can see the formula is enclosed by braces. That means it is array formula. In simple formula, no braces, only starts with the equal to sign. Okay, now you also check by the sum. What is the sum of the whole column? The values are same, so obviously the sum is supposed to be same. You see the same 428,101. Okay, this way you can use simple ifs and the array ifs. You can now understand the simple ifs and array ifs difference. Okay, hope this video is helpful to you to understand and how to do SUMIFS and the array SUMIFS. Okay, if you like my video, it is helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel so that I will also get encouragement that my videos are helpful to others. And also please leave your comments and suggestions, and God bless you.